S.K. Jamdar, the principal of the Government First State College, Ungun, Professor Dr. F.C. Patil, the Program Director, Program Secretary, Professor Gayatri Madam, and Coordinator of the IQAC, Professor Kejwal, Organizing Secretary of this Faculty Development Program, Professor B.Y. Alud, dear participants, my dear professional colleagues and friends. It brings me a great pleasure to interact with you over a webinar in this pandemic situation with regard to the how physical education and yoga program can be done in these challenging days. With regard to my topic, as you are aware that it is already mentioned in the brochure, it was yoga and wellness. You know that yoga has become more popular in the entire world. From the moment you wake in the morning until the time you lay your head down at night, the hustle of life can rev up your system. Challenges at work or home can set alarms in your body. Stress response system many a times a day. But there is good news. There is a yoga which has the relaxation techniques which help you turn off the stress responses. You all know that yoga is a group of physical, mental and spiritual practices or disciplines which originated in ancient India. It is founded by the great Muni, Rishi Munis of this Bharatvarsha. Yoga consists of asanas. You know, all asanas named after the natural resources, birds, animals. And these asanas are in different forms. It is done in standing posture, sitting posture, long sitting posture, prone and supine positions, and even the balancing postures are there. And another important factor of asana yoga is pranayama. It is nothing but a systematic way of breathing with different types. You have Anuloma, Viloma, Ujjayi pranayama, Nadi Shuddhi pranayama, Kapalabhati, and Kapalabhati is another most important aspect of yoga asana, which enhances your lung capacity. Especially, it is one way of therapeutic asana, the therapeutic practice which helps you to enhance your lung system, lung capacity, vital value. So another last and not the least is the bandhas, mudras and nadis. And I will not go in detail with those aspects. Let us know what exactly is happening around the world with regard to the yoga. Researchers are looking deeper into the wellness benefits of yoga and uncovering fascinating evidences of how the practice affects us mentally and physically. Today, picture is very different as yoga has become an increasingly integral part of 21st century life. Scientists armed with new tools that allow them to look ever deeper into the body have been turning their attention to what happens physiologically, psychologically when we practice yoga. Not just asana, but also pranayama and meditation. Dozens of yoga studies are underway at medical institutions around the country, including Duke, Harvard, and the University of California, at San Francisco. Some of the research is funded by the National Institute of Health. For example, our own the uh, Vivekananda Institute of Yoga Studies in Jigani is doing a wonderful job and conducting a lot of research with regard to the yogic benefits. Wellness is an active process through which people become aware of and make choice towards a more successful existence. And earlier we used to talk only about the health. Now it is now it is the wellness. It is not just if you are healthy. It is not just keeping away from disease. You have to be, have spiritual, intellectual, emotional balances. That's why all put together is called as wellness. Wellness is a conscious, self-directed and evolving process of achieving full potential. Wellness is a multi-dimensional and holistic, encompassing the lifestyle, mental and spiritual, well-being and the environment. Wellness is positive and affirming. The sixth dimension of wellness is physical dimension, social dimension, intellectual dimension, spiritual dimension, emotional dimension, and occupational dimension. What is physical dimension? Physical wellness encompasses a variety of healthy behaviors including adequate exercises, proper nutrition, and abstaining from harmful habits. You know that today the youths are, attracted by so many other unwanted things, and they have been, become the slavery of drug and alcohol, tobacco. Unless and until you rid off all those things, you cannot be physically totally fit. And physical wellness always have a better way of life. For that I will want to give you some tips how to keep yourself physically well. You have to do exercise daily. Either the yogic practices. Yoga is another form of exercises, and that helps you, and it is also very simple and doesn't cost. And adequate rest. Most important thing, we don't give importance for the rest. Your body requires the rest. Your organ requires the rest. Because your body is your partner. Your body is the whole and soul partner of your life. And it is the one which reacts to each and every seconds, either mentally or physically. That requires a lot of rest. Learn to recognize early signs of illness. That's what. You have to recognize the illness. And how you could recognize, and this is another important thing, you should know the symptoms of the diseases. And you should know the functions of your body. Eat a variety of healthy food and balanced diet. Variety of food and balanced diet is another important. Stop smoking and protect yourself against second-hand smoke. This is not just, if you don't smoke, it's not enough. You should not be in the midst of the smokers. Many times we don't smoke. Unfortunately, we will be in the midst of the smokers. Thanks to the government, today we have changed that scenario. Now, smoking in public has been banned. Even then, people doesn't understand. They smoke while driving the car. They smoke while driving the vehicles. And ultimately, it affects to the second-hand smoker. Use seat belts, helmets and other protective equipment. I don't want to tell all these things because, many a times we've met into the, accidents because of not following the safety guards. That is another important thing. Another is the emotional dimension. Emotional wellness is a dynamic state that fluctuates frequently. It is ability to feel and express human emotion such as happiness, sadness and anger. And it is quite natural each and every individual come across with this kind of different conditions in our lifetime. And you should be very careful in balancing the emotional state. It is most important because psychological factors, it affects directly, it injects directly to the physiological functioning, and that will have an adverse effect on your body. That's why The emotional wellness plays a vital role. For that, I wanted to give you some tips how to keep your emotional wellness. Tune into your thoughts and feelings. You always tune your thoughts. Be positive. Don't get to the negative thoughts. Don't inject yourself the negative concepts to your brain. Cultivate optimistic, positive attitude. Seek and provide support. Seek the support and also provide the support. And you should be very active. And you will have an enjoy in supporting others when they badly requires the support. Learn time management skill. Many a time we are put into the stress because of the lack of the technique of managing the time. Time sense is most important. Nowadays, in a cities like Bangalore, it is very difficult to manage the time. And going to the office, and coming back from an office is a big problem. And you have to manage your time in such a way that your lives go smoothly. And another important thing, practice stress management techniques. No one is, no one is away from stress. Everyone, irrespective of his status, whether it is a P1 or a principal, whether it is a CEO or an attendant, or an ordinary man or a politician, everyone has got a stress in his life. And how to manage the stress? Inducing the stress is another technique, and that is through meditation and relaxation. Accept and forgive yourself. Many a time, we don't, accept our faults. Another unfortunate thing. You should be in a position to accept your fault and also forgive others. And we don't want to do this. We want to take it for a long time. Many a times we'll take for entire life. If some small incidents happens, we don't want to leave it there itself. You should be in such a position that don't put everything into the brain. The brain is a small organ. It doesn't have a vacuum and is full of all feelings. And for that, don't inject another aspect of stress. So be calm, be cool, and the intellectual dimension encourages creative, stimulating mental activity. It is the intellectual aspect which is most important. A tips for intellectual wellness is take a course of workshop, learn new ideas, thoughts, etc. Seek out people who challenge you intellectually. Learn new ideas, thoughts, and reading a book is very, very essential. Read more, acquire knowledge, learn to appreciate art, practice pranayama. The practicing pranayama is another important way of keeping yourself intellectually well. And social dimension. Social wellness refers to our ability to interact successfully in our global community and to live up to the expectations and demands of our personal roles. Many a time, in a society, you have to live with the people of different culture, tradition, customs, with different ideas, thoughts, and you have to go along with them. And keeping yourself close to the community and demands of our personal roles have to be satisfied. Don't have too much of expectations from others, also from yourself. Having too much of expectation is also wrong. Cultivate healthy relationship. See, another important thing is the tip of keeping social wellness is cultivate healthy relationships. Healthy relationship in the sense, move yourself with people, understand each other, and have a kind of a feeling of bitterness. Get involved in tiny and small aspects. Contribute to your community. Contributing to the community is also another important aspect. How best you can contribute to the community. Share your talents and skills. And another important, communicate your thoughts, feelings and ideas. That is another important. The spiritual dimension is another dimension which is most important, is how best you keep yourself into the spiritual thoughts, spiritual ideas. And spiritual dimension, spiritual wellness involves possessing a set of guiding beliefs, principles, values that help give direction to one's life. You have to have some kind of a principles in your life. You have to follow some values that keeps up your personality, that gives you a different dimensions to your personality. And for that, you have to explore yourself, spiritual core, through meditation. Spend time alone, meditate regularly, be inquisitive and curious, be fully present in everything you do, listen with your heart and live by your principles. That is another important aspect. I will mention once again, listen with your heart and live by your principle. And the values and principles are very, very important in everybody's life. Allow yourself and those around you and freedom to be who they are. See opportunities, explore your spiritual core through meditation. Spend time alone, meditate regularly, be inquisitive and curious, be fully present in everything you do. Listen with your heart and live by your principle. I will read out once again. Listen with your heart and live by your principles. And values and principles plays a vital role. Each and every individual shall follow these principles of his own. One has to have his own principles and has to value for each and everything which demands. So allow yourself and those around you the freedom to be who they are. See opportunities for growth in the challenges life brings. And another important aspect is the environment. How you should keep your environment good. It is not that environment which the globe has got. It is your own family environment, community environment, workplace environment. And another aspect is the environmental wellness is an awareness of the unstable state of the situation and earth and the effects of your daily habits on the physical environment. So stop your junk mails. Don't just, every day I'll find people going with every day with one or the other junk mails. Don't move with every day. Some mails will come and you start responding to even unwanted mails. That itself and junk food and junk mails are the two important aspects we have to avoid. To avoid junk food. And you have to give more awareness and seriousness to the conserve water and other resources. Minimize chemical use. That is another important. No chemical substitute your illness. You have to bear it in mind. Oral medication is another unfortunate thing, and you have to avoid oral medication and also be minimize of using tablets. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Renew your relationship with the earth. You know that very important aspect. Earth, Mother Earth and Mother are the two important aspects of our life. One who gives birth to the human beings and one who gives birth to the humanity. So entire world is in the crisis today and we are facing a lot of problems. Whatever you see, the pandemic today is the cause of the environmental imbalances. We have to balance the environment, and you know that yoga is the practices which are natural and pro-environmental. And you have to have a good environment to practice yoga. Keep the environment very tidy, neat. So last one is the occupational dimension. Occupational dimension is another important thing. And vocational wellness involves preparing, making use of your gifts, skills and talents in order to gain purpose, happiness and enrichment in your life. You have to be happy where you work. You have to keep yourself very busy, creative, skillful, and you have to move with smile. Smile is another boon which is given by the God. And you don't forget to smile yourself and see smile on other face when you are in a working environment. Don't be having any negative attitude. The development of occupation satisfaction and wellness is related to your attitude about your work. Whether interest, whether you have become master, or you have become a professor by interest or by accident, but you have to cultivate a fashion of teaching, love to know things, love to share things. That is where you find a kind of happiness in the workplace. And attitude about your work. You have to have a good attitude about your work. You have to have a respect about your work, and you have to have a passionate about your work. And for small tips for this occupational wellness, or explore a variety of career options. You have to have a lot of options in your career. Don't stick on to the one. If I am a professor, I have to have another 1 or 2 careers in my life where I can spend my time when leisure hours. Create a vision for your future. Have a vision. Have a vision for your future. Choose a career that suits your personality, interest and talents. The more important aspect is your personality has got a definite interest, and your talent has to be focused, and the talents has to be exhibited. Take a place or a time to exhibit your talents. Be open to change and learn new skills. And don't stick on to the old, and stick on to the earlier pattern of teaching or a methodology of teaching, whatever it is, and learn new skills. It is a very good example now what we are doing on the net, what we are making use of the webnan to interact each other. And earlier the classroom was only limited to the small strength of student, and it was limited to the only few teachers. Now it is open to the world, and anybody can get into the classroom, and you can listen to your talk, and be very careful about your intellectual ability. And yoga as a good career development. Nowadays yoga has become a professional career, and many people have learned yoga and practicing yoga as a part-time job. And and not only it gives a pleasure in working and learning, but also helps the. So the impact of yoga on wellness is a pain reliever. Yoga shows promise as a treatment for relieving certain kinds of chronic pain. When German researchers compared Iyengar yoga with a self-care exercise program among people with chronic neck pain. B.K.S. Iyengar is one of the most popular yoga therapists in the European country, and he has conducted number of researches, and he has come with a result that yogic practices, asanas, remove the pain, whether it is a back pain. And nowadays most of the people who works on sedentary life, and also works especially on the laptop or driving continuously vehicles, they will get the back pain. And another chronic disease is the neck problem, and spondylitis is the another disease which is prompted the youngsters because of their habits of moving with the internet games and other things. So to remove all those pains, to bring pleasure, you have to go for the yogic practices. And it is a ray of light to overcome stress-related disorders. Much attention has been given to the yogic potential effect on the persistent dark fog of depression. Lisa Werker, a psychologist at Brown University, got interested in examining yoga as a therapy for depression after studying and practicing mindfulness meditation. Is another type of meditation which has been applied on the depression patients. And depression is another one of the psychological factor which instabilizes your mind, and many a time lack of our control, lack of our self-confidence, we fall into the depression. And it provides a different focus from worry about the future or regret about the past. It is an opportunity to focus your attention somewhere else. So the impact of yoga also on wellness depends on the intellectual ability. As I've already told, it is one important dimensions of the wellness. Asana, pranayama, and meditation all train you to fine tune your attention, whether by sensing your breathing with movement, focusing on the subtleties of the breath, or letting go of distracting thoughts. Studies have shown that yogic practices such as these can help your brain work better, and now it has become more important because to bring the happiness in an individual and intellectual ability, the people are moving towards the practice of yoga and meditation. And nowadays there is a big challenge between all of us is the sleep disorder. This sleep disorder is due to a number of factors, even the stress, anxiety, workload, work pressure. All these are all the aspects which are becoming one of the great disorders of our day-to-day life. Now we find these people working 24 into 7, and especially the people work in a techno park. They will have a lot of problem with this sleep disorder. In this competitive world, everyone suffers from stress and spend too much time in workplace, and spending too much time in our overstimulated state contributing to an epidemic of sleep problems. A recent Duke University analysis of the most rigorous studies done on yoga for psychiatric condition found promising evidences that yoga can help for treating sleep disorders. The impact of yoga on wellness refers to the sleep disorders. Asanas can steadily relax your muscles. Breathing exercise can slow your heart rate to help prepare you for sleep. And regular meditation can keep you from getting tangled up in the worries that keep you from dripping off. So, by relaxing through yogic practices, you can get rid of the sleeping disorder. Another important aspect of the today, especially in COVID-19, epidemic, is the immunity, enhancement of the immunity. Nowadays, you find a lot of substances and the advertisement of the medical drugs coming in the market to enhance the immunity. It is not so easy. It is not a cup of tea to enhance your immunity system whenever you like and whenever you want. It requires a lot of time, and it also depends upon your gene system. So many studies have suggested that yoga can fortify the body's ability of illness. Now, one of the first studies to look at how yoga affects genes indicate that a 2-hour program of gentle asana, meditation and breathing exercise alters the expression of dozens of immune-related genes in your blood cell. That was most important. You had to vibrate, you had to instigate the cells which are deeply rooted for the enhancing of the immune system, by where the immune system can be enhanced. It is not clear how the genetic changes observed in this study might support the immune system, but the study provides striking evidence that yoga can affect gene expression. Big news that suggests yoga may have the potential to influence how strongly the genes you are born with affect your health. Keep your heart healthy. Despite advances in both prevention and treatment, heart diseases remain the number one. Both men and women are influenced by high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and a sedentary lifestyle. All of which can potentially be reduced through practice of yoga. Dozens of studies have helped convince cardiac experts that yoga and meditation may help reduce many of the major risk factors of the heart disease. Even the school-going children, because of the obesity, because of the sedentary life, lack of exercises, they have been, filled with cholesterol, and this led to the, coronary heart diseases, and it has become quite a common. A recent study shows that in another 5 or 6 years, in every 10 population, one individual will be found with the heart problem because of the sedentary life, because of the lack of good habits, and also exercise. The very important, body requires exercise. Body requires some kind of a strength, immunity system which can overcome overcome the challenges physiologically and psychologically. For that, you had to prepare yourself to work hard, to see that some kind of exercises, some kind of a yogic practice, it is inevitable for a human organism to maintain and to overcome the challenges of day-to-day life. By gently taking the joints, another important thing is the flexibility of joint. The joint plays a vital role in a day-to-day life, whether he is an athlete or a sportsman or a businessman, whoever may be. One has to have a joints, ankles, knee, hips, shoulders, through their range of motion, has to be very flexible. Asanas helps keep them lubricated, which researchers say may help keep you moving freely in day-to-day life. So, control blood pressure, another important aspect. 1/5 of those who have high blood pressure don't know about it. Many of the people around us, our own people, our own brothers, sisters, they don't know about their blood pressure. The level of blood pressure, whether it's high or medium or low, one has to know that, because that is one of the most important which affects on your body, especially the heart. And many who do struggle with the side effects of long-term medication, yoga and meditation, by slowing the heart rate and inducing the relaxation response, may help bring blood pressure down to safer levels. By practicing yoga, regular practicing meditation, you can bring down the level of heart rate to the moderate level. And that is the one important to balance between your blood pressure. And blood pressure is not quite a normal thing, and sometimes it goes up, sometimes it comes down, based on the conditions, situations, circumstances, level of anxiety, fear, and even sometimes the stress. To make the balance of all these things, one has to practice yoga, and that is how you can bring down your blood pressure to the normal and keep your life in a well condition. And emotional balance. The recent studies have suggested that exercise is linked with the increased level of brain chemical called gamma aminobutyric acid, which is associated with positive mood and the sense of well-being. It turns out that yoga can also increase the level of this chemical in the brain more so than walking, according to Boston University study. The number of studies are undergoing around the world with regard to the emotional balance and yoga. How yoga helps bringing down the emotional imbalances in our life. And you know that what is emotion. It is nothing but expressing the feelings which comes in the various situations, whether it is a joy, whether it is a happiness, whether it is sad, whether it is an anger. One has to balance, and you have to maintain that. What is causing all the stress? It is the financial stresses, daily problems which you face either at home or at the workplace, or from environmental disasters and environmental stresses. What is today we are facing the environmental stresses, and the isolation itself is one of the punishment for a human being. As per the Aristotle, man cannot live alone. He has to live with the group. He has to move with the group. Because his gregarious nature, you have to be in the midst of the people, and you have to interact with the people. Isolation itself is a great punishment. It is like Kalapani. Now people are with more stress and family-related problems, and you have to know that how it has to be solved. You don't carry your family problems to your workplace, or don't carry the workplace pressure to the family, and you have to have a dealing between these, and you have to be balanced with regard to the workload is concerned. Health related stresses, and you cannot be all the time good, all the time best, all the time be very perfect in every occasion and situation. There will be imbalances with regard to your health is concerned, and you have to accept, and we have to go for a remedy. And work related stresses, I have already told you, that is another important thing. Whenever our boss, our principal, or vice chancellor tells something, and we'll blindly accept, when we come home, we will be not able to meet that, and we'll be fully in stress. Don't get yourself stressed. Find out the time, find out the idea of overcoming and just solving the issues related to the workload and work pressure. The relaxation techniques of stress has the hand crunch. It is nothing but when you feel yourself stress, you crunch your hands. Body awareness. And you have to know that you have to listen to your body. Your body will gives you the signal. When you are feeling stress, you move from that place. You get off from that place and just deep breathing. Take a deep breathing while sitting or working at a place. Close your eyes. Have a deep breathing 3 to 4 times. Progressive muscle relaxation. That is another kind of a technique which is being used in the relaxation technique. Guided imagery, feeling yourself that I am comfortable. Guided imagery is nothing but imagine that I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem. I don't have any enemies. I am very positive. Everything is good. Everything is going on. This is how you have to inject all positive ideas, thoughts to your brain. And whenever you feel yourself is under stress, and for that we have in yoga some of the 4 important relaxation techniques that I wanted to tell you. Instant relaxation technique, that is IRT, rapid deep breathing relaxation technique, that is that RDB-RT, and mind sound response technique MSRT, and movement relaxation. All these relaxation techniques are very important, and it has to be practiced whenever you feel, whenever you are found that you are under stress. Instant relaxation technique, that is IRT, is an immediate way to bring the body and mind to relax with this practice. Instant relaxation technique can be practiced for some time after every individual exercise, or every individual feel himself that he has been under stress. Allow all the muscle groups to relax. Relax your whole body and enjoy the relaxation. And rapid or a quick yoga relaxation technique is another relaxation technique which is being useful when you are in stress at workplace. These are things you can do in a minute or 2 to feel more relaxed. Take a moment to do a simple check in your emotional state, your thoughts, and what you are feeling in your body. Just notice that what is happening without judgment or expectation. Quick relaxation technique, QRT, is done after the standing yoga postures. And whenever you feel strain to your body or even to your brain, then you have to go for the relaxation techniques of standing. Deep relaxation technique is a DRT, as the name suggests, is deeper and more intense from relaxation. The entire body and the mind move together, connecting with each other, while the breathing plays a crucial role in bringing this concept. A deep inhalation and exhalation of 5 to 6 times. Close your eyes, sit in a comfortable posture, and inhale and exhale for 3 to 5, 6 times, if possible, and relax your body. And deep relaxation technique is done at the end of any yogi practice, or whenever you feel you are tired, you are disturbed, and you are under the stress pressure. Mind sound response technique, MSRT. Mind sound response technique is another important technique of relaxation. It is one of the advanced mindful relaxation yoga technique that uses mantra to generate results, which mainly works through the Manomaya Kosha, that is mental sheath, to induce deeper relaxation for both mind and the body. See, whenever you used to meditate, sometimes it becomes very difficult to concentrate on one point, to focus to point. At that time, we intervene with some kind of a mantras, even chanting Om itself is enough that you can focus on your mental state and to reduce your thresholds and to get relaxed. And that is the one way of practicing the relaxation technique. Sometimes whenever we used to tell people that to chant mantras and to sloka, they feel that the yoga is related to the religion. No, it is nothing to do with that. You can chant whatever you want, only to focus on certain point and to keep away from distractors. These techniques are used. Breathe control technique. Correct breathing fundamental to achieve the relaxed state. Stimulation of sympathetic nervous system, which anxious leads to the breaths that are short, shallow, and irregular. Stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system, calm and confident. There are 2 important nervous system. One is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. One always goes with the anxious mood and another with the calm. And yoga always helps for the associated with the smooth, deep, and rhythmic breath. Slow breathing has stress relieving properties and is one of easiest yet most effective ways to control stress, anxiety, and tension. Anxiety is called a disturbed state of body and mind. Whenever you get any kind of a call from a friend to attend an interview tomorrow, when you are not prepared, when you are not confident, you will fall into the anxious. It is nothing but a fear, lack of confidence, put ourselves into the anxiety. And of course, you have to overcome for that. You have to be very, very, very careful. And the yoga is another way of meditation is another way of coming out of the anxiety. Anxiety affects psychologically and physiological functioning in several ways. High anxiety retards muscular performance. Over anxiety cripples the sensory, perceptual, motor functioning. Even sometimes you will not be knowing who is in front of you because of over anxiety, and that cripples the entire sensory, perceptual systems where you cannot recognize what you are doing, and that's why you have to be more careful with regard to the level of anxiety. And meditation, a few minutes of practice per day can help ease down your anxiety. Meditation may alter the brain neural pathways, making you more resilient to stress. Focusing on reciting out loud or silently a positive statement such as "I feel at peace," "I love myself," "I don't have any problem," "I thank you God for giving all the comforts, luxuries, and everything." And this is the way you have to inject yourself to your brain and to feel yourself spiritually good, spiritually calm. In that way, you can bring down the level of anxiety. And another aspect, bringing down anxiety, breathe deeply. Whenever you feel that you are anxious, you have a 2-3 time breathe, deep breathing. That's how will brings down your anxiety level down. Take a 5 minutes break and focus on your breathing. Deep breathing counters the effect of stress by slowing the heart rate and lowering the blood pressure. And these are all the aspects I wanted to deal with you, my friends. And yoga, even today, has got a wonderful mechanism of bringing down and the psychological pressure, and also enhancing the physiological functioning of your body. That is the most important thing. Of course, yoga is, sometimes it is not attractive, but it is very simple. And by practicing yoga, you can bring yourself, wellness, and also the wellness to the community and wellness to the state and to the people. With these few words, I thank each and everyone for your cooperation.